I grew up surrounded by the car business. My dad was a new car dealer. He had purchased his Ford dealership off of his father, so it sort of was a multi-generational operation. So by the time I got out of school, my dad had a year prior opened up this, which was a car lot at the time, and named it Citybizlist. Its main focus was to be a sort of small to medium scale, large used car lot, is the easiest way to describe it. At the time, it was 2003, and the online classified sites were just getting started. The Auto Trader and Cars.com, really those were the only two. Today it's a different landscape. But then it was the beginning of sort of online marketing of cars. And I give him all the credit. He was a visionary to see that this was the future. You had to get out there and start marketing your cars differently than the traditional means of television advertising, which haven't gone away at that time, and were still very apparent. But the real sort of key to moving forward was marketing digitally. And part of doing that, there's a couple different facets of it that have to be taken into consideration. You had to create a brand around it. There were others out there that were marketing used cars, but this was to them it was more of a one-off, and they would market their cars, sort of individually. It didn't really have a personality to it. So what we did was on our old building, our old facility, we had put up a mural that was a big painted on logo of our business with it had like a sunrise, and it was very pretty, and it was going to function as the backdrop of our vehicle listings whenever they were on the internet. And we would put every car in front of this building, and we would take these pictures in front of the car. You have to bear with me because when I talk about it, it seems so dated, even to myself. And this is, it's 14, 15 years ago. But at the time, it was sort of, innovative and sort of revolutionary to a degree. And we sort of made a name for ourselves in the online classifieds community. And we became very consistent with our advertising. All the pictures always looked the same, and we sort of set the stage on how you should market your cars online. The Auto Traders, the Cars.coms, their reps, their sales reps would go around to other car lots, dealerships, and they'd show them our pictures, and they'd say, "This is what you need to do. You need to make your cars have a personality. You need to, create a brand for yourself, and that's how you need to market them." And alongside with that, what sort of allowed us to grow to, over the years to where we eventually got to today is sort of on the fundamentals that the business doesn't just grow if you focus on one aspect of it. You have to couple it with, sounds pretty sappy to say sometimes, but good quality customer service. You have to sell a high quality car, and you have to be very price conscious. You have to fit in the market where where your niche is. And from 2003 to 2000, probably 7 was our growing years. I mean, we were growing at 25% year over year, to eventually start averaging, over 100 to 120 cars a month, which in Baltimore was sort of unheard of for a used car operation. The only other business around us that would sell that type of volume was CarMax, and just to give CarMax their credit where due, we took a lot of our sort of motivations and aspirations came from CarMax. Their model that they set up, which was a very transparent model, the one price model, the giving customers a very consistent process. We adapted a lot of those techniques, and we've built on them over the years. The business has changed so much in the past probably 3 to 4 years that we saw technology and software playing a much larger role than it had prior. It's anything from whether it be a software to tell you where your car sort of markets in the community amongst other cars, to software that allows you to complete transactions completely online. So we look at ourselves as sort of a company that tries to stay in front of all the trends, and that's allowed us to continue growth.